Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be the top 10 mods of the week. I do apologize that this is coming out on a Tuesday, but my weekend was just a little crazy. I had work and stuff. So anyhow, this was just when I could get it done. But anyhow, these are all mods that are for all platforms. So everything on here that we're going to talk about today, you can play with on any platform that you're playing on. And in addition to that, these are the mods that were kind of chosen by you guys in a certain way because they look at the mods that were highest rated that came out in the last week. So those are the mods we're going to take a look at, and yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, for number one this week, we have the Lizard Tow Trailer 3 Axle. This is by Castan18, 4.92 megabytes to download for all platforms, currently rated 4.8 out of 5 stars with 92 people having rated it. This is a nice little just kind of utility trailer. There's a couple of customization options, not a ton on it. You can adjust the wheel color to be, I think, just kind of like chrome black, and I think there's like silver or something like that. But there's only 3 options on there, and then you can change the center of it so you can have that kind of floor that you have in the center there, or you can take that off and not have that. So kind of those couple options. But it's not too bad, and it does cost $9,000 to buy, and it's a pretty sweet little guy, so it's pretty well set up for everything. It'll haul little things around as you need to on your farm, so perfect for that. But there you guys go. That's the Lizard Tow Trailer 3 Axle. Moving on to number 2, we have the New Holland 900 Chopper Pack. This is by EY Modding, 9.89 megabytes to download for all platforms, currently rated 4.9 out of 5 stars with 110 people having rated it. This is a pretty cool little pack. So it does have a kind of a forage harvester setup where you can have, you can see the big red piece of equipment on the right and the yellow piece of equipment on the left. You can hook those two up. You have the header on the left, and then you have kind of the main body of the chopper on the right hand side. So you can hook those two up, you can pull it with a tractor, and it basically works as well a silage harvester for corn, which is pretty cool. And then there's also a hay header, so you can do hay and you can pick hay up off the field or stuff like that. So it works that way as well. Same kind of different headers that you'd have. They're just smaller and hook up to this instead of a forage harvester, but they're the same things you'd be able to do with the forage harvester, which is pretty cool. The chopper itself on the right hand side requires 75 horsepower and is priced at $20,000, so not too bad. And then the corn header you see out there is $8,000 and requires 75 horsepower. So I'm assuming with both of those, you probably want to look at about 150 horsepower to run it. It has a 1.5 meter working width. Then the hay header is also $8,000, 75 horsepower required, except it has a 2 meter working width instead. So a pretty cool little mod. UI Modding does a lot of cool stuff for kind of older school equipment, and this is definitely really cool and fits well into that category. So there you guys go. For number 3, we have the Krone Optimat Alice Later. This is by Gloompi and Private. This is 36.17 megabytes to download for all platforms, currently rated 4.9 out of 5 stars with 93 people having rated it. This thing is pretty cool, and quite honestly, there was a lot of cool mods that came out last week. When I was trying to narrow down the top 10, I had like 15 to 20 mods I was trying to narrow down from, so it was kind of hard to make the decisions, and I had to really focus in on the ratings because there are some really cool mods that didn't make the cut last week, so make sure you guys check out all the mods anyways, but these are the top ones. So this thing is a forage wagon, kind of an old school forage wagon. The pickup is on the back, just behind those tires, and you can have those little dual tires on there if you want, which I put them on because I think they're kind of cool. I like dual tires. I think they look good, and they can give you a little more traction too on tires or on tractors and stuff like that. I don't think it'll really matter a whole lot with this. This might make it a little bit more difficult to tip the trailer over, but cool regardless. This thing anyhow is $12,480 to buy. At least starting price, and it requires 20 horsepower to run, has a fill volume between 9 and 20,000 liters. This is the 20,000 liter capacity. You can configure the tires, small, large structure, that's your volume basically. You can add a silage tank, so you have that kind of white tank on the front of it, so you can use some silage additive, which is pretty cool. So it has a lot of cool different customizations on it, and yeah, really cool little forage wagon. Really like the look of it. So there you guys go. All right, for number 4 this week, we have the Stara Estrela 33. This is by Stara eConnect Modding, 42.50 megabytes to download for all platforms, currently rated 4.8 out of 5 stars, with 155 people having rated it. This is a $320,000 planter and seeder, and what I mean by that is it does both the seeding crops and the planting crops. In addition to that, it is a direct drill, which is pretty cool. It does require a fair amount of horsepower. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, but it was fairly high. It does have a working width of 15 meters, seed capacity of 3,000 liters, fertilizer capacity of solid fertilizer of 4,500 liters, which is pretty sweet there, so you can have a lot of fertilizer and stuff. This is a really good seeder, honestly. If you can direct drill 15 meters and all your crops, sugar beets, all that sort of stuff, so you can do everything that a planter and a seeder can do. I mean, you can't do like sugar cane and stuff like that, but all your basic crops that you can do with a basic planter and a basic seeder, you can do with this. There are no customizations. What you see is what you get, but it's still a really nice planter slash seeder for you. All right, for number 5, we have the Stip Majevica. I think I'm saying that right, maybe not. 80 by Vool X and DM. It's 6.13 megabytes to download for all platforms. Currently rated 4.8 out of 5 stars, with 87 people having rated it. This thing is really cool. It's a 2.3 meter pull behind harvester. 2.3 meter little pull behind harvester. It's so cool. You can harvest corn with it, wheat, barley, all your kind of basic crop types like that. Sunflowers, very cool. It's $9,700 to buy. It only requires, I believe, 60 horsepower and runs at 8 kilometers per hour, which is pretty cool. So it's a very cool little pull behind harvester. Again, it's just, I like it. It's really awesome. It's very basic, very straightforward, but it's cool. I think it's awesome. I think we need more stuff like this. So there you guys go. That's the SIP Majevica 80. For number 6, we have the Forchritt E512. It's by Deutsche Volt. It's 58.23 megabytes to download for all platforms. Currently rated 4.8 out of 5 stars, with 152 people having rated it. The main harvester, this is kind of a pack with some different harvester stuff in it. The main harvester itself, which is the big E512 up there, has an engine power of 105 horsepower, fuel tank at 200 liters, grain capacity of 2,300, and top speed of 20 kilometers per hour. It costs you $26,500. Then you have a 5.7 meter working header that you can have in the front, grain header, and that's what I have on this one, the E566. That's $7,500 to buy. There is a shorter header or a less wide header. I don't know how words work apparently today. 4.2 meter header for $6,500. There are also 2 header trailers, a 4 meter and a 6 meter one. The 4 meter one is $1,500. The 6 meter one is $1,800. And then there's a little lizard corn header or little lizard corn cutter. That is basically a corn header for you. That's 3.1 meter working width for $3,500. That also is included in this pack. So a nice little harvester pack here, honestly. Nice little kind of more old school stuff that we have now available. And it's kind of cool to see more old school stuff come out. So there you guys go. Speaking of old school, for number 7, we have the Livestock Transporter MAN 19.403. This is by Black Sheep Modding. It's 16.3 megabytes to download for all platforms, currently rated 4.8 out of 5 stars, with 156 people having rated it. This is a kind of more old school truck as well. It's not super old, but it is older. It's not a modern truck, that's for sure, or a super modern truck, I guess I should say. But regardless, it's $90,000 to buy. Has 403 horsepower and has 3 different configurations. The one I have it in now will hold either 18 cows, 30 sheep, or 40 pigs. And there's 2 other configurations. One of them will hold 8 horses, and one will hold 290 chickens. And if you look on the cab of this truck, just behind that window, you see a cow, a pig, and a sheep on there. They also have that symbol on the back of the truck, and that will change to a horse if you have it in the horse configuration, or a chicken if you have it in the chicken configuration. In addition to that, there are a lot of different little customizations you can do to kind of modify this thing and change colors around and things like that to make it exactly how you want it to look. So pretty cool. But there you guys go. For number 8, we have the John Deere 9R South America Series by Jean FS, 21.56 megabytes to download for all platforms. Currently rated 4.8 out of 5 stars, with 134 people having rated it. This is a really cool tractor. It has the, well, I put the American flag on the top and the front, as you can see on here. So this is the Freedom Edition, if you will. But if you don't want to do total America on it, you can change it around to a few other countries as well, which is pretty cool. So I do like this a lot. It's very cool that you can customize it that way. So I think really kind of wherever you're playing, you'll be able to get some good enjoyment out of this tractor. And it sounds great. And the tractor has a ton of customization options. The starting price for this is $246,000. It has a power rating of between 462 and 805 horsepower. Runs at 24.8 miles per hour. Has wheel configurations, engine and transmission options, wheel color, main color, design color, glass color, auxiliary lights, flag options for the cabin and the hood, as you can see, exhaust and beacon options, reverse beep options, numbers options, hitches. We have front weight options, steering wheel, curtain door animation, adjustable mirrors, hook function when approaching rear hitch, compatible with the Kubota DLC as well. It has interactive controls, which are available for PC. So pretty cool. Very cool tractor. Very well detailed. Jean FS did a very good job on this. So there you guys go. That's the John Deere 9R South America Series. Moving on to number 9 as we get close to wrapping up. This is the Big Bag Tank. This is by Piesel. It's 17.62 megabytes to download for all platforms. Currently rated 4.8 out of 5 stars, with 56 people having rated it. These are placeables, and they are designed to look like you have a bunch of big bags stored or whatever stored, but they're basically just containers to store stuff, which I think is a pretty cool concept. So they kind of look like, you know, you have these things sitting around the farm and good to go in the big bags and stuff like that. But they work basically like the fuel silos would or any other container would in games. So you can go up to that wrench on the right hand side of them, and you could purchase just directly seeds, fertilizer, whatever you need. They have all sorts of different ones. I just put these 2 out here. And usually they have a capacity of 30 to 40,000 liters, depending on how large you want them. They have a big and small option for these guys as well, which is pretty cool. So these are really cool. I like them. I like the concept for the storage. But there you guys go. That's the Big Bag Tank by Peasel. And moving on to number 10, we have our last mod for the week, and certainly not the least. This is the Apple Tree mod by Optimat. This is 14.30 megabytes to download for all platforms, currently rated 4.8 out of 5 stars, with 54 people having rated it. This thing is very cool. It has apple juice production in that building up in the front, and you also can make grape juice and raisins in there as well, which is kind of cool. And on the back, which is separate, by the way, those are placed separate, those trees behind you, you have apple trees, which will produce like a greenhouse will apples for you to be able to put into this, which is pretty cool. The singular apple tree, which is not shown here, is $1,000 to buy and is 8 slots on console. The apple tree group, which is shown here, is $4,000 in 8 slots on console. The juice production up front is $10,000 and 10 slots on console. And then the market stall, which is not here, is $500 and 2 slots on console. It allows you to sell apples, apple juice, grape juice, raisins, strawberries, tomatoes, lettuce, which is pretty cool. So there you guys go. I will be doing a video at some point, hopefully this week, on this mod to kind of show you some of the different things about how it works and if it's actually profitable or not. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But without further ado, that is our top 10 mods of the week. I hope you guys did enjoy this week. If you guys did, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and for watching. I'll see you guys next week.